Good afternoon, Professor Ruben. My name is Nicolle Peñaranda Marquez, and today I'm here to present the session that went well, the areas for improvement, and the challenges encountering in class. First, what went well was the students' participation and willingness to understand and learn the topic from the sound that was played, the images that were used, the didactic activities, and the relationship between each activity and the way they relate to each ask. In order to reinforce the topic being discussed, we was the present continuous. For the vast majority of the class, the students had to be brought back to the class in order to be able to cover of them with questions, participation in capturing their attention since they were distracted from what was being explained. Students also develop teamwork so as not to leave their classmates who had questions alone asking something they needed to answer. This creates autonomy based on how they perceive their own learning and ownership of the topic. The areas for improvement include pronunciation, as basic verbs like run and walk, and nouns like girl were not pronounced correctly based on their knowledge of Spanish. Therefore, appropriate corrections were made in class. Additionally, they associated the present continuous with other topics such as simple present, which is using do, and the use of can. Therefore, in class, we clarify that it is used with the verb to be on several occasions. A game was also held to remind students of the structure, both of those who understood and for those who didn't understand the explanation on the word. Creating examples for everyday life helped me a lot of say they could connect from a real life context. The challenge it faced was getting the students in tune with the class. It's many of them simply because they were doing activities different from what they were used to, like at the blackboard will start talking their classmates. Many students will also find this subject boring because it requires prior knowledge, while others are learning their own pace. On the other hand, assessing a student's understanding of the subject matter depends on whether the structure is correct, whether they can compose and test using the present continuous, and whether they can complete the pages in the book that reinforce what they have learned. Finally, they are learning reading in a classroom and 40 students. This is challenging. Several activities can be offered, but they must focus on how students learn visually, auditively, tactily, etc.